welcome to Artist Spotlight live from New York, Upper East Side. We're gonna give our viewers, our Y7 community, just a few more minutes to come in, get the vibe right. We have Reggie here on the guitar giving us some beautiful, beautiful vibes on this Wednesday. Okay, hope you're well. Shall I introduce myself? Although it's not about me, I shall introduce. My name is Dre. I am one of the founders of Artist Spotlight, along with my partner Joe. Shout out to Sarah and the Y7 community and team. It does take a tribe to get this up and going, to celebrate and to amplify the voices of artists within these communities. That's what we're here to do. We're here to serve. We're here to foster community. So again, my name is Dre. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce our Artist Spotlight for the month of October, called Ray. He is here. He's going to bless you, serenade you, get comfortable, get your headphones, get your AirPods, get your beats, whatever you like, and just chill out while we experience the talent, skills, and abilities of Carl Ray and Reggie. Thank you.
He does some music. This is Fenster.
I wish you were still around. I think of you while I'm looking out the window while it all falls. Memories fill my brain like Katrina breaking levees detrimental to my mental. I'll never admit to my friends that I miss you. I still miss you. Finster on the Insta, looking at your stories and your pictures, yeah. Finster on the Insta, looking at your stories and your pictures. Finster on the Insta, looking at your stories and your pictures. Finster on the Insta, looking at your stories and your reality bites, no healing inside. I'm trying to move on, trying to keep from holding on. I'm not too kind to myself these days. You treated me like I caused the waves in still water. Now the only time I see you is on my Insta. Stories in your pictures, yeah. Insta, on the Insta, looking at your stories and your pictures, yeah. Finsta, on the Insta, looking at your stories and your pictures, yeah. Finsta, Insta, looking at your stories and your pictures. Yeah, your stories and your pictures. Yeah, your pictures.
That was Fenster. Now, this next song that we'll be getting into is called TikTok. This is from my new project. Oh, you're doing all right.
You need to put your pride down and kill your ego. Cause if you don't, then you gon' keep on losing all these people. And when I'm talking people, I'm talking me. I'm tired of holding it down like gravity. You want to be toxic, well I can be too. What do you want to do? Do you want to dance in romance or paint in the stain? It's really up to you. Tick, tick, tock, tick, tick, tock. Your time is running out, is running out. Tick, tick, tock, tick, tick, tock. Your time is running out. You're gonna lose out on me for the rest of your life. You're gonna look back like, damn, I should've got it right. You're chasing payments when you had the real thing right here, my dear. You want to be toxic? Well, I can be too. What do you wanna do? Do you want to dance in romance or paint the stains? Up to you. Tick tock, tick tock. Your time is running out, it's running out. Tick tock. Your time is running out. You wanna be toxic when I can be too. Your time is running out. Yeah.
That was TikTok. Alright, this next song I'm getting into is from my latest project, which is my last project, which is called Sugar Road. And this song is very personal to me. I wrote this at a very vulnerable state in my journey of healing. And I still look at this song and like, and, look how far I've come. So this is called Love to Love You.
It went sour, I burned the bridge, I scorched the earth. Decisions made, I stand in it, I own my stuff. You're in love with someone who ain't it. Oh, this here hurts, we put seeds in the dirt just to walk away. These trees won't bear our fruit, and the sun won't touch its roots. Learning to live without you is challenging, but I just want you to know I would have loved to love you someday. I would have loved to love you someday. I would have loved to love you someday. I would have loved. It's been a multitude of days since I seen you, and I miss you. I wonder if you think about me, even though you are with him. I'm feeling crazy. Was I in this alone? Feeling a void. Pick up that phone and call me. Yeah. Oh, this shit hurts. We put seeds in the dirt just to walk away. These trees won't bear our fruit, and the sun won't touch its roots. Learning to live without you is challenging, but I just want you to know I would have loved to love you someday. I would have loved to love you someday. I would have loved to love you, loved to love you, loved to love you. I would have loved to love you.
Had a little emotion up there for a moment. But that was Love to Love You. And this final song that I'm going to get into is called Made to Love. It's when you're finally on the other side and you just realize that you're made up of much more than all the stuff that you was going through. So if you were made to love, if you're home, say, if you can sing with me.
You let me in my mess. You knew I was damaged, but you still wanted to see where we could go. You said that we could take it slow. The flowers are dead, but they're blooming now, and the smiles on my face like it should be. Hey. The flowers are dead, but they're blooming now, and the smiles on my face like it should We were made to love, yeah. We were made to love, hey. We were made to love, yeah. We were made to love. We were made to love, yeah. We were made to love.
If you know the words, sing along with me, alright?
Swimming upstream trying to get away from you. This love seems too real, seems too pure. See, I don't know where this is going, but I know you make me feel alive. The flowers are dead, but they're blooming now, and the smiles on my face like it should be. The flowers were dead, but they're blooming now, and the smiles on my face like it should be, 'cause we were made to love, hey. We were meant to love, yeah. We were made to love. We were made to love, yeah. We were made to love. We were made to love, yeah. Yes, we were. Hey, 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 say, we were made to love. Sing it at home. We were made to love, yeah. Hey, we were made to love, made to love, made to love, made to love. Hey, we were made to love, made to love, made to love, made to love. Hey,
I'm Carl Ray, and that is my time. And I hope you take nothing away from this, is that you should know that you were made to love. Alright? Be well. Love you all. Thank you for tuning in and coming in today. Y'all give it up for Reggie. Came all the way from Buffalo, New York to support me. Appreciate you. Gratitude.
For our viewers at home, let's give it up for Carl Ray one more time. Thank you. That was beautiful. Truly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your gifts. Thank you for being vulnerable enough and bold enough to really just share your art. That is a very daring and risky thing to do. So thank you for sharing your love out loud. Truly. Truly. So let's get straight to it. Carl Ray.
What's that?
Just tell us a little bit about your journey, how you started. When was that moment where you were like, okay, this is what I want to do?
So I come from a very creative background. My father sings, my mom was an actress, and my grandmother and my brothers, we all write, sing, rap, whatever. So I've always kind of knew that I was gifted and talented in that area. But it wasn't until probably like 3 years ago that I really set out on a journey to become like an artist. When I did move to New York, I did want to do that, but life gets in the way sometimes, and life really got in my way. And just the anxieties of being let go and all that other stuff. So I had got to a point in my life where I was just like, you know what, like this is my passion, this is something I'm passionate about and I want to do it. So probably I would say 3 years ago.
3 years. Okay.
Go.
So we know the latest project was called Sugar Road.
Mm-hmm.
Why Sugar Road? Why the name? Where does it come from? What is its origin? Let us know.
So Sugar Road was basically me trying to find an authentic happiness. I remember my grandmother used to take us down this road called Sugar Road in Buffalo, New York. And I just remember just being so happy, and I wasn't like searching for happiness. You know what I'm saying? I was just happy. And in my adult life, I just wanted to have that essence of happiness, like where I could just be happy and I'm not searching and striving and looking all the time for happiness or looking at other people for happiness. You know what I mean? I wanted to like create my own experiences with myself to, you know, get me back to that happy space. So I was just trying to get the essence of happiness back, and Sugar Road was that for me.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you. I love that. So on the EP Sugar Road, what do you think was the hardest song to write, and what would be your favorite too? Because you know sometimes it's harder. So what was the longest one to write, or you felt was the struggle? You know, there's always that one, maybe two, and then your favorite ones. Just give us that contrast.
Okay. So I have two songs that was like hard for me to write. I'll start off with Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad was hard for me to write because it was exposing my parents' relationship. You know what I mean? And like, you know, as kids, you're taught almost like it just in my like what how I grew up is like, you know, with half the tears stays or like, you know, it go running your mouth to people outside the house, right? So it was through therapy that my therapist, you know, basically told me that that was my experience too. Like, you know, I was there, I was present. It wasn't like a secondhand story that I was telling. It was telling it from the perspective of my experience. You know what I mean? They may have experienced it differently, but this is how I experienced it. So that was a struggle for me, just like putting my experience with my parents on Front Street. So that was hard for me because I'm already like fairly a private person, so that was kind of hard for me. And then Love to Love You, because I literally wrote that song in real time, and that was something that really hurt me. Yeah, that really hurt me. It really hurt me. So like, just even having to put that out into the world and knowing who I wrote it about was going to hear it, even though I sent it out after I wrote it. But just knowing that they have heard it or that they still hear it, like, it's kind of cringing sometimes. But that was definitely like, those are the two hardest songs for me.
And then your favorite.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
my favorite song. So my favorite song was Made to Love, actually. Made to Love, I was in such a great space in my life. I actually wrote that before I wrote Love to Love You. And I was just in a space where I was just like, I feel like for a long time I was like pretty jaded. And it took me a long time to get out of that space. And I remember just being out of that space and how free I felt and how like independent I felt, like just feeling like I didn't need anybody to rely on happiness. Like, and just really realizing that I was made to love. And realizing that you were made to love doesn't really necessarily mean that you're perfect. You know what I mean? It's just like a footnote for when you mess up, you can still go back and like, yo, I'm made to love. Like, I don't need to do that. I don't need to be here. I don't need to go there. I don't need to have those type of conversations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely my favorite song.
That was beautiful. Thank you. Back to Mom and Dad for a moment, because I think this is a pivotal moment, especially for BIPOC, for Black men. You mentioned your therapist and her telling you to expose that. That was your experience too. Can you talk a little bit about what therapy and mental health has done for you, your artistry, you as a person, and how it has transformed your life?
Yes. So therapy was like one of the best decisions that I think that I could make. I feel like as a Black man, like we deal with so much. Like I don't really cry unless I'm really hurt by something. Therapy really like allowed me to be expressive in my emotions. You know, like things would come up and I would cry, but I would try to hold back, and she'd be like, no, like, you know, just let it out, like release that. Also, I just feel like it gives me the tools to like be a better person. Also being called out on my stuff. I'll just share something really quickly. My brother and I, Kevin, what's up? I know you're watching. We had got into it, and I was telling my therapist, like, yeah, like I got into it with my brother, and I was telling her what happened. She was like, well, that was passive aggressive, and I was like, was it? And she's like, yes. So it takes sometimes somebody from the outside looking in to call you out on your stuff so that you can work on it. So, what else did you ask me? I'm sorry.
Just
in regards to therapy. Oh, and mental health. Like I have suffered from, and I'll just be open and honest with people. I've suffered from depression and I've suffered from anxiety. And I will just say, like, I haven't had any medication, but I did do other things like working out, like, you know, like to release the I guess was it pheromones? I don't know, something. She was telling me it was gonna release. But I started doing that, and it sort of like eased like my anxiety. And I'm not gonna lie, like, oh no, I don't get depressed anymore. Or, you know, I don't have anxiety because I do, but I have the tools to work through it. You know, I have the tools to talk myself through it. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
Black men go through. Black women too.
Ashe, received. So on more of a interpersonal fun note, what is something that someone wouldn't know about you, whether it's a hidden talent, hobby? What about Carl Ray would make somebody be like, I wouldn't know that about you?
There's a few things. Nah. I'm super goofy. Like, I think that people don't really know that. Just if you, I'm a Gemini, so I don't really give it like my full self. Like, when I meet you, you're not really, like, you're meeting me, but not the essence of who I am. And the essence of who I am is very, like, childlike, very goofy, very annoying. I'm very annoying. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm super annoying, but it's fun for me. It keeps me youthful. It keeps me grounded, you know, and I love to just still feel like me. Like, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, I still feel like me from when I was 12. You know what I'm saying? But it's just in a more evolved body, if that makes any sense. I can also pop my hip in and out of place. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm comfortable now, so I don't really do it anymore, but yeah.
Speaking of the hips and the body, Carl Ray took his first Y7 studio class.
Yes.
And just tell us about your experience. How was it to flow hard? What was that experience like for you, for those who have taken class or want to come to Y7 and experience that? Just give them a little something about how that was for you.
All right. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Rachel. She was an amazing instructor. My first Y7, I've taken yoga before with you. Yeah, taken yoga with Dre before. But experiencing Rachel's class, it was very challenging. You know what I mean? I was up for the challenge. You know, I had to stop a few times throughout the flows. But it was super challenging. And I remember it was one point in the session, we went into warrior pose, and she said, hold this for 1 minute. And she said, this is how you show up for yourself in life. This is going to tell you how you show up for yourself. And having to have that reminder to show up for myself, even when things get hard, like to stand firmly on the ground, 10 toes down, stand in position, even when things get hard, even when the wind is blowing and the storms are coming, like stand still, you know what I'm saying? And show up for yourself and hold yourself. And that's what I'm getting emotional, I don't know why. But like, yoga makes me emotional. But it really just made me want to show up for myself even more, and just to know that I have the ability to show up for myself, because it was moments in that session that I wanted to give up, I just wanted to stop. You know what I'm saying? There was moments that I wanted to break the warrior pose because my arms were tired, but I had to show up for myself. And that just basically showed me that I can show up for myself, and however I want to in life.
I love that. That's
Go to Y7.
Yes, and that's yoga, truly.
Yes.
The experience of it, the journey of it, being able to come back to self and the mat, beyond the mat, truly. Let's talk a little bit about Buffalo Mission, that organization. That was the organization that you chose to donate to. Can you say why you chose them? I know Buffalo, as a native, is very dear to your heart, and you push and represent, and I love that. So just tell us a little bit about that organization and why you chose them.
So I'm rocking LA on my hat today because I manifested moving to LA. So I'm rocking that today. That was a very conscious decision that I made today. But no, Buffalo is home. Buffalo raised me, and I'll be honest, I didn't really like Buffalo because I didn't have like a lot of good experiences there. But as I grew older, I gained such an appreciation for my childhood and just like my growth, because I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for Buffalo, if it wasn't for the people that I met and encountered, if it wasn't for, you know, my family and my friends, you know what I mean? So I love Buffalo. I chose Buffalo City Mission. As you know, it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I lost my aunt back in 2012 to domestic violence. So everything that I do is in honor of her. So I wanted to honor her with the donation, making the donation to Buffalo City Mission. So that's why I chose it, because it's also a women's shelter, and you know, also helps you like get back on your feet. It helps with housing and so many different things. And I think that that's just something that's very near and dear to my heart. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you. Lastly, tell us what's next. We talked about Sugar Road. What is the next road that we're going down? Can you tell us the next avenue that we're going down? What's next? Where can the people learn and experience more of you?
Right. So you know, I debuted 2 new songs today. So that was just an exclusive for Y7 and for the purpose of this live today. So what's next is a new project which will be coming out the top of next year, which will be followed by a couple other projects that I did. So I'm super excited about it. I don't want to give specific dates because, you know, I'll be changing stuff. I want to go back in the studio and record, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really want to give specific dates, but top of next year, I'll say the very top, so that's January. So the top of next year, you'll get a project from me, you'll get a single from me, a new single and video, hopefully in December. And yeah, that's what's next.
Do we have a name for the project, or do we have to wait?
You have to wait.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to wait, because that might change. You know? Because it's changed about 5 times already.
Period.
Yes, it's changed about 5 times, so yeah, so we're gonna wait on that.
Okay.
Hopefully it doesn't change again.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Gratitude, truly, for your presence. Let's just go over your socials one more time, because we are on Y7's line talking to our community, but where can we find you? Website, Instagram, Facebook, just run down the resume real quick.
Alright, so we're gonna start off with Instagram. It's kind of a vulgar name. It's Who the F-U-C K is Carl Ray. That's the Instagram. Then we have Facebook. It's Carl Ray. Just find me like that. Then you have Twitter. Twitter is Carl Ray. That's CARLRAY _. That's my TikTok as well. CARLRAY _. You can also, if you want to find me, go to my website, which is www.carl-ray.com. That's CARL-RAY.com. You can find my visual project there, which is called the Sugar Road Visual Experience. If you haven't checked that out, make sure that you do. All my music is there, my bio, if you want to know more about me, if you want to see me looking fly, you can go there too. But yeah, check me out, follow me, I follow back, you know what I'm saying? Y'all better follow me now, so I can follow back while I'm just me, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm just playing.
Okay, thank you. And that is all, folks. We appreciate you. Again, Artist Spotlight is a new initiative that we started, and it is going well. Carl is our second Artist Spotlight this month. Shout out to Claire, who was also in September. Please look out for more. Again, shout out to the Y7 community, the Y7 team. This is a growing effort. Thank you for rocking with us. Thank you for supporting. It does not go unnoticed. We love you. We appreciate it. And it's Wednesday. Continue to wild out. Stay blessed.
Oh, it's Wisdom Wednesday.
It's Wisdom Wednesday, and we're here. Thank you so much. Over and out. Love you guys.